Hello, and welcome to another New Catholic Generation trailer review. I'm your host, David. I'm here with Renee from Reborn Pure, Ned from Parables of the Film Industry, and somebody who is not Mark.
What? Who is this?
There's a man in
Hey, Joe.
Well,
Hi, Ned. How are you?
Joe's in there.
See, Joe is not here with the Jedi Council at the moment. He's actually gone somewhere else.
He's hologramming in.
He's hologramming in.
He left us for balmy Florida.
75 degrees.
Traitor! No, just kidding.
He left us for 75 degrees. Traitor.
Gotta do what you gotta do, guys. Come on.
So we're here today. After 2 years, we've waited as long as fans have to wait for the Star Wars episodes for this.
And we have been waiting, let me tell you what, on the edge of our seats every day, waiting for this trailer to finally
The biggest Christian movie of 2018! God's Not Dead 3.
He's surely alive.
What the heck is wrong with all of you?
I'm hyped! I have never been more hyped!
No.
Are you guys ready to experience the magic, the excitement, the glory?
Pizzazz.
That is God's Not Dead 3, A Light in the Darkness. They now have subtitles too.
I'm gonna need some light in my darkness after watching this trailer.
Wait, 1 second. Just want to take in this moment. Okay, go.
Good old Pure
St.
Force.
James Church has become a beacon of violence and controversy.
Oh my. Michael Bay!
And it has no place on Hadley University campus.
Wait, someone burn it?
Wait, wow.
It's just like the Beyond Farting Star.
Argument between an atheist and a Christian.
How do we actually know that our values are any more valid than anyone else's?
I don't understand, Lord. Seems like you're the one much is being asked of this time.
Hey, it's the guy from the first film.
This was my father's church, and it's not for sale.
We cannot respond to hate with more hate.
You don't get to play innocent. You did this.
What you're doing, it's against the law.
Of course.
It's okay to be broken, Dave. It means God's still shaping you.
The whole world knows what the church is against, but it's getting harder and harder to know what it's for.
What am I doing wrong?
You're making the God's Not Dead franchise. That's what you're doing wrong.
Does anybody have a tissue, please?
Ned, I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, Joe.
Okay, so what is the plot of the film you guys got out of this?
It basically looks like someone burned down the church. They have to sell it. Something is against the law because something's always against the law in these freaking movies, and they have to have a bigger persecution complex than the last previous movies. So yeah, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, they like turned up the heat, literally.
I will actually try to be a little bit positive.
Okay.
I actually did really appreciate that line. Yeah, you can't respond. You can't respond to hate with hate. I did actually.
I like that. I actually like
Yeah.
that line.
Yes, because that is a problem amongst so many Christian communities where it's like, oh, because they are angry and hate us, let's angerishly fight them back, and it's just like that's not how it works.
No.
That's not how any of Christianity works. But I'm tired. I mean, oh man.
Here's the thing, yeah, on a serious level, I mean,
Yeah.
the God's Not Dead movies have become a meme.
They have.
As sort of like the pinnacle of what's wrong with Christian cinema today in a lot of circles. And I think one of the things was like, at the end of the second film, they set up the pastor going to get arrested, and it was going to be something like that. It doesn't look like that's the direction they're going with it. It looks actually like there's a bunch of infighting amongst the Christian characters. It's not just, it's us versus them. It's, well, in some cases, it's us versus us, and we need to sort out our own problems. There's a line at the end spoken by David Ayer Wright's character where he says, "What are we doing wrong?"
Yeah.
And if that's the theme of the film, I see potential.
I
Wow,
agree.
you're right.
I would definitely agree. The trailer, maybe I don't know, maybe it's because it's more serious and less goofy than the previous two movie trailers. I would actually argue that maybe they actually might be taking this thing a little bit more seriously. I mean, I know they were taking the other movies seriously, but look how that turned out. But this one, I do see some potential, and it just hurts me to say that on a huge level.
I worry that even if the film has the right direction and the best intentions, it could very easily be butchered just because of how melodramatic everything is in the trailer.
Yeah.
And taking itself perhaps way too seriously. I would hope that many great films are very self-aware.
They are.
And know the strengths and also limitations of their genre.
I mean, Last Jedi was like that.
No spoilers. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Joe.
With God's Not Dead 2, I didn't really see much of, except just a very sort of shallow improvement on what they thought were the criticisms of God's Not Dead. If they are really taking the criticisms of God's Not Dead 2 to heart and trying to do something better, we'll see.
Yeah.
I may actually not dislike this film.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see. I had hopes for The Last Night, Transformers 5, and that was...
You had hopes for that movie.
It had Anthony Hopkins in it, okay?
Me, as the hardcore Transformers fan, had hopes for that movie, and it dashed my hopes and dreams. I made a review where I came back sad to sad Transformers music.
The thing I'm surprised at is who's the famous actor we have this time. It's not Hercules. It's not Sabrina the Teenage Teenager.
The person
Teenager, the teenage witch.
Sabrina the Teenage Teenager.
Please, SNL, make that.
Something else I'll probably go ahead and say about God's Not Dead. So I know I sometimes get like a little bit of flack from some commenters about like, oh, you should really give God's Not Dead a chance. You really should like the movies and everything. And here's the legitimate thing. I don't go in hating these movies. I actually legitimately want them to be good movies. I just wind up not liking them because they are so god-awful. So, honestly, from this trailer, I will say I am a little bit more impressed. Yes, I joke. Yes, we were all joking a lot earlier.
It's a meme, and I almost have to apologize because you
Yeah.
just immediately react to it the way you do without
yes.
objectively approaching it like we really should.
With all of our joking behavior aside, we honestly do hope the best for this freaking movie.
Yeah, if any of the producers, directors, actors, anybody from God's Not Dead 3 happens to watch this, we don't have anything against you personally. We wish the best for your film.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Seriously, we are rooting for you.
We don't have the attitude that SNL had.
No.
We want this to be the best out of the three, just like the best one.
And I am legitimately hoping it will be the best out of the three. Hey, third time's a charm.
Obviously, the trailer didn't completely erase any, I guess, hope we have for the movie at all. In fact, we're like, it still could be good. So this is great.
There's a light emerging.
So far, the trailer's
okay.
Yeah. Even that is okay.
Yeah, I will say, compared to the last two trailers, for the last two movies, which I just thought were complete jokes and I like complete mockeries of whatever that they were trying to make. This trailer at least looks like it has potential.
Yeah, because it looks inwardly at them. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Now? Which is a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
The plot's not dead. So.
If you know me, I follow sports, and recently the Pittsburgh Steelers played the New England Patriots in Pittsburgh, and spoilers, the Patriots won. But beforehand, I was watching the sports commentary on it, and if you know what's been happening lately, for the past several years, the Patriots have owned the Steelers, beating them every single time since 2005. Anyway, point being, there's this one commentator who's a Steelers fan, and he was like, you know what? I know that this has happened every time, but I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to hope and that it's going to happen. Even though they keep letting me down, I'm going to hope for it. Obviously, this time it didn't happen, thankfully for me. Point being, Ned, I'm going to disobey what you said. I'm sorry. I'm going to do it for the sake of the movie review. You told me to just go in expecting crap. I'm going to hope really hard that this time they actually get it right. I'm really going to go in and I'm really going to want more than the last one. I'm just going to want like this to be really good, or at least as good as it can. Maybe not like really good and not that high hopes, but at least to be significantly better than the first two. I'm going to try so very hard because I want it to be good. And if it's not, it's because you know how to make a good one. You made the case for Christ. You know how to make a good one. So make a good one. If this isn't good, you're going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So God's Not Dead 3 has the opportunity to knock our socks off.
It won't.
David!
No, it just... Oh. No, you see, it knocked his shoes off.
David says it sucks. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the puns.
So, final verdict. Joe, would you go see this film?
I would go to see it just to see Ned's reactions.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
True.
But I do want to see it again for the reasons I just said.
I will go ahead and say this just for the sake of all of our viewers. Like, I would not give this movie, a second thought at all, only because I didn't even care about the first two. But and look what happened. I joined NCG and then I watched these two movies. And do you know what's really funny, guys? Our first panel,
our first reaction video ever.
Our first reaction video ever was God's Not Dead 2.
From the creators of God's Not Dead. Yay.
So what was that?
Garbage.
And I feel like we've finally come full circle. And, well, I'm going just for you guys. I'm sure you probably don't want me to go see it, just so I don't rant about how bad it is, if it does turn out to be bad. But I'm still going to go see it. Why? Because I'm a sucker for pain.
So, after this trailer, Ned is not dead. So, that's good.
Ned's not dead.
He's
surely alive. He's living
on the inside.
Yeah.
Livid.
I'm just gonna go over here now. Bye, guys.
As far as this film goes, I was interested. Funnily enough, when the first trailer came out for the very first time, I actually was very interested in seeing God's Not Dead 1, I guess you would call it at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, it's portraying like debates and stuff on film. That's interesting. I was into that at the time, and it ended up being awful. So yeah, if I was someone who wasn't going out of obligation to see this for NCG, I would not watch it just because the reputation of the previous two films. You don't keep going back to something you hate unless it's Transformers.
Unless you're getting YouTube views for it.
Yeah, unless it's Transformers and you just keep hoping for the best.
I will go see it. Obviously, we all will, and I do genuinely hope it's good.
Yes.
I don't hope for it to be a train wreck to make fun of it. That is never the hope.
No.
The hope is that these movies are good because they have an opportunity to reflect the message of Christianity and charity towards one another and fighting for what's right. And if the third movie can do that,
Respect.
If it can do that, I will legitimately give it like kudos. I don't know how big those kudos will be, but we'll see how big.
I just realized something.
What?
I mean, I probably already knew this, but it just occurred to me right now that I have not seen God's Not Dead 1.
Wait, what?
What?
No, I haven't.
Renee.
I haven't watched any God's Not Dead till I joined this panel.
Renee, if we had to suffer through God's Not Dead 1, you have to suffer through God's Not Dead 1.
Next movie night at Ned's house is God's Not Dead 1.
No, me suffer through God's Not Dead 1.
Well, actually, Ned doesn't own it, so we can't actually. Out of 1,000 movies he owns.
Although, guys, if you guys. Oh dear, she left. Oh, well, not really, but. Although, guys, I will say this. If you are interested, I am thinking about doing a review for God's Not Dead 1 on my own personal channel. It will be a very humorous, detailed analysis of the movie and everything. So,
Will they be like the Cinema Snob?
The art directors are of course not dead. I don't think this movie really accurately depicts what Christians are actually like, and I really don't think it actually depicts what atheists are like either. I think that you are just ignorant jerk faces, and that this is the end of my text. Okay, bye. Please make a good movie.
First.
But yeah, so that's going to be your celebration for your 50th video, right?
Yes, that'll be the celebration for my 50th video on my YouTube channel. I will do a very detailed as I can make it, review of God's Not Dead 1. And here's the thing, it's not going to, if you guys do follow my channel already, it's not going to be a Ned Reviews review. It's going to go on the Valley of Death review, because that is a horror film, all right?
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We hope you'll stick with us and watch our review of God's Not Dead 3, A Light in the Darkness, when it comes out in theaters Easter weekend.
I'm going to need some light in my darkness after this.
Ned, I'll buy you popcorn.
No, buy me a pizza.